Hey folks, JD here, and today I'm going to talk you through our 4 videos that we've released with our EP Volume 3 experiments. If you haven't seen the videos and you'd like to, or if you haven't heard the music, have a little look in the description of this video. You'll find links in there to absolutely everything that I'm about to speak about. So our first video that we made from Volume 3, from our EP, was the song Ddim. And it's a song entirely in Welsh. It's a very personal song to us. So when it came to making the video, I wanted to do something that was a little bit different. I wanted to do a live action video. So with this, I had many different ideas. A lot of them I'm not going to go through because I'm going to use them in Volume 4, our next album. I'm going to use them when we're doing the videos for those. So I wanted to have something. It's about mental health. It's about struggling. So I wanted it to be sort of the sort of metaphorical expression for struggling, which is chains, people feeling as if they can't cut through their life. And when the plans for the video were going around, I thought about doing it standing up against a wall. I didn't want my face necessarily to be in it because I didn't want it to be, oh, there's JD. I wanted it to be another person. So when I was filming it, the filming took 3 days, and then the editing took an extra 2. The part in the middle where everything is shaking, that's actually video overlaid. So I used one set of video, because if I had just animated that one video, it really shakes like hell, and you can't really do a lot about that because that's the animation style. But I found if I made one of the videos, if I cut it, copied it, and then overlaid the video on top of itself and slightly made the top layer transparent, then it wouldn't shake as much. So I kind of went with that with it. So I think it was about, from doing the full video, the editing, the filming, everything completed, was about 5.5 days. So that, and I'm really quite proud of it. It took a lot to pull it off. It doesn't really look like a lot, but there's a lot going on inside of it, and I really quite like that, to add a little story into there as well. So I used some stock videography from Pexels, and I think, if I remember, it was walking towards like a cabin in the woods, and then you open the cabin and there's somebody in there, and then all of a sudden you see this person lying down, chains all over them, covered in blood. And when I came to edit it, I thought to myself, well, I didn't want it to just be straight up no effect video. I didn't want to have too many effects, so I thought of sort of going a nice sort of like 50-50 route with it, and I went with a cartoonized animated sort of effect. And some of that was to really blot out how much blood there was, because I looked at YouTube's guidelines and I kind of thought to myself, if anybody gets the wrong idea with this, if they report it or whatever, then, you know, it could get taken off YouTube, which is not something that we'd want. So I thought, right, okay, we'll dial that back a bit. And when I used the cartoonized effect on the video, it actually got rid of a lot of the blood anyway. You can still see a little bit of spotting around the hood, but all the stuff around my neck and all of that was removed, which is probably a good thing actually. There was a lot that it used. So I really like the animated effect of this video as well. I think it sort of reaffirms the harshness of the vocals and the harshness of the song. I think it sort of contrasts it quite well, and I was really happy with how that turned out. So that was our first video of Ddim. Next one is my favorite track on the album, and that is Sleepless. Now, Sleepless video, I had a couple of ideas that I wanted to run through. I had sort of like a semi-haunted house I wanted to do. The whole track is about insomnia and about not being able to sleep. And I added a little story in there where a person is unable to get to sleep, is awake for days. Eventually they do, and they start drawing a character as a way of sort of trying to get their brain to sleep and to try and turn their brain off. And eventually they do fall off to sleep, and the character that they've drawn comes back to life and kills them in their dream. And then of course they're dead in real life. So quite cheery. And I struggle with insomnia really badly, to the point where I have to be medicated in order to sleep. So coming from this angle, this song is immensely personal. to both of us actually, to both myself and to Neil. We both struggle in this department, and this song is probably it is one of the slowest Death Pigeon songs we brought out at the time of making this video. So when it came to making a video for it, I wanted to have something that was a bit poignant, a little bit artsy, a bit poignant, but really didn't really outstay its welcome. Wasn't too complex, wasn't too complicated. So what I ended up doing was filming my bedroom, and I filmed 4 videos of the same scene, and I overlaid them on top of each other in Final Cut Pro, and then I made the two middle videos transparent, and then I filmed myself over the top of that, lying down, sitting up, standing by the window, lying down again, and then I slowed that down half speed, and then I made that video the same level of transparency as the other two, so that it all sort of blended together. Because what I didn't want to do is when I lie down on the bed, I didn't want it to look as if I was lying down, past the bed. So there's a candle in the video, and there's a reason for that. That you always have to have something when you're overlaying videos and making videos transparent. I believe you always have to have something that is your point of your point of alignment. And that's what the candle is in this video. It is all the videos aligned with the candle, and actually made a really nice sort of effect with the flame. So I knew that if all the videos were aligned with the candle, that all the videos were aligned. So there are 3 videos in that which are transparent, and the 2 outside videos are what you're watching. This is a bit complicated. So you've got the 2 videos which aren't transparent, one at the top, one at the bottom of the layer. Essentially, you wouldn't really need the bottom because the top is the primary, and then the 2 in the middle are transparent with me in the middle of that. So I really quite liked the whole point of restlessness, getting up out of bed, looking outside the window, trying to take your mind off not sleeping. And then I had commissioned a video to be made using AI, and I'm not a fan of AI alternatively. I don't like it, but I thought I wanted to do something with it, and I wanted to see what would come back from it. So I inserted the song lyrics as the commands for the AI to generate the video. And then I thought to myself, yeah, do you know what? I'm quite happy with that. You've got the 2 contrasts of not being able to sleep, plus the nightmare of what's going on in your head at the same time as you not being able to sleep. And I don't have a TV up in my bedroom, so I decided I was going to try and superimpose a TV on the wall, and then try and blend that in all nicely with a nice sort of nice little blending tool to make it look part of the wall. And then I would display the video inside that, which I think worked quite well. And I'm really happy with how the whole video comes together, really, and sort of how it all feels to me. And the whole filming and editing process was slightly shorter than the Ddim, but you're looking at, it was about a day to film, and then all of the time was in post, was in the editing. So there's probably about, I think, was it 2.5 days? I think it was 2.5 days to get that done in the way that I wanted to, darkening everything, adding different effects over the top and the bottom of it. The videos in the middle, which are transparent, there's a load of effects on that to try and make that so it wouldn't stand out as being transparent. So it would sort of fade into the background until I would lie down on the bed, and then you would see the bed underneath it. So, excuse me, there's a lot going on in that video that you can't necessarily see, and I think that's why I like it. Whereas a Ddim was quite heavy on post, this in itself is heavy, but you don't necessarily see it, and I really quite like that. So that was Sleepless. Next we have the dance visualizers. So coming from Volume 2B, where we took our tracks from Volume 2 and remixed them into remixes, and I wanted to find something that reacted to the beat, And I've seen all these dance artists putting out these videos. I didn't know where they were, so I went hunting for them and I ended up finding them. And in the link of this video, you'll find, in the description of this video rather, you'll find the link. And it's quite a noisy website to work with. There's quite a lot of ads, as you'd expect, because they obviously want to make money off it somehow, and the videos aren't entirely free. All they require is just a little bit of attribution in the video that you're making. And I really like them. It's probably about 10 minutes of work per video, just to go through the parameters and change what you want to, what you do want and what you don't want to work. And I honestly find that it works so lovely. It reacts to the beat really nice. I often add a lot of debris around the outside as well, so in a different colour, just to try and attract the eye. So there's a lot of that going on as well. But again, it's a very, very basic video made very well by, again, all template based that people have made, and then have just made a little program over the top of it for you to do whatever you want to. All things that you upload there, it states are deleted within 30 days, so that's all right in itself. So at least they're not keeping anything of your property or whatever. Yeah, I find it to be very good. I find it to work. No doubt if you want to pay for them, no doubt you'll get other ones out there, but at a time where it costs a lot of money to release music, I'm looking for any way to try and help and support people in a way, and getting something for a little bit cheaper, and this for me works absolutely fantastically. I'm really happy with what we've done there. The visualizers, they really pop, they really pulse with the music. So you have the centerpiece that I've used for the album artwork, that pulses with the beat, while on the outer rim outside of that, it pulses with the bass. So you often get a really good reaction from those videos as well. And people who like dance and people that are into remixes of sorts often tend to like those videos as well. I've had quite a lot of feedback on our YouTube channel to do with those videos, the ones that we released for Volume 2B. So yeah, for me, it's a massive tick. I really enjoy making those. About 10 minutes each video, not too bad, to be honest. And yeah, the output is something that I really enjoy. So that was the visualizers. And then finally, we have the videos that have just been released, which are, strap in for this one, they're the blood videos. And just to say before I explain this, because this is slightly strange, I am alright, before anybody says anything. So for this, I wanted to do something a little bit off the wall. I wanted to sort of release lyric videos, but I didn't want to release them at the same time or at the bottom of our actual moving videos. So I wanted to have them a little bit differently. I was thinking about how to do it. I couldn't really come up with a good way. So I'd accidentally sliced my finger open right on the knuckle the other week when I was chopping onions, and it wasn't closing because of course it's on the knuckle. Every time you bend your knuckle it opens, right? So it was bleeding quite a lot. So I prepared some slides and I used my scientific microphone. No, I didn't. Scientific microscope, that's the one, with the camera attachment, and started to record my my blood cells and the capillaries, capillates, and everything inside your blood. And then I noticed something which I thought was quite fitting. I watched how the blood eventually would just peter out and die. How it would coagulate, clot, and then eventually it would cease to be. And I thought that was quite fitting about everything that's going on in Volume 3 and about the subject matter. And I just thought, yeah, do you know what? I really quite like that. So I've put those together as well, and they're just lyric videos. And there's only, I think there's one that's gone out, one for Sleepless, not for Ddim. I'm not releasing the lyrics to those, to that song. And that's it really. And I thought it would be something a little bit different, and I really quite liked it. And I thought it was quite fitting. So yeah, there was a strange sort of, what's the word? Strange sort of sense of relaxation when I saw that. I don't know why. I mean, everything comes to an end, all things come to an end, but I saw that and I thought to myself, yeah, that's really quite fitting, that will fit. So that's what they are, actually watching my blood there in those videos, which is, each their own, right? But yeah, so that's it. That's been the 4 sets of videos that we've released for Volume 3 experiments. There's going to be a lot more coming. So strap in for those. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Likewise, if you didn't see the beginning of the video, if you want to see any of the videos in this set, have a little look in the description. You'll find them all there. The shirts and the t-shirts and the jumpers I've been wearing are Shovel Monster, Pronghorn and Nelioz. Again, you will find links to them inside this video as well. All right, my friends, thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying this channel. So until next time, my friends, happy viewing. What? I don't know.